What did you think of Monday Night Raw last night?
You know what? I've I've also heard the buzz that it was the best Raw of all time, and also heard something that I also agree with a little more than it being the best Raw. The Rock single-handedly saved Monday Night Raw, and I know there are going to be a lot of people that disagree with me on that, but The Rock single-handedly saved Monday Night Raw. Like, don't get me wrong, you saw some promos from the future World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre, and some jabs taken by Seth Rollins, and some very unnecessary jabs taken by one old bendy arm, Mister CM Punk. And some people might say, "Hey, that was a great promo by CM Punk." I honestly think the shining grace and the thing that saved Raw was what we just said was The Rock. The Rock did something I haven't seen any wrestler do in a very long time. He did something that I haven't seen him do in a very long time, and it was aggressive. It was uncomfortable to a degree. Like if you honestly watched it, it was kind of uncomfortable, but it was amazing. It was good. It was good TV. It was good to watch. Yeah, because of that, Monday Night Raw was good.
Now we'll obviously get to like the. I think what we'll do is we'll break it up into like two parts because I do want to talk about that promo specifically. But I mean, Trevor, the beatdown, like that's what everyone and their siblings are talking about today. Um,
Someone brought up the comparison, and I thought it was hilarious. It was like, man, I was waiting for him to throw him off the bridge. Like it kind of gave you that whole Stone Cold, Rock beatdown back in the day for WrestleMania. Like I was waiting for him to throw him off something myself, throw him in the water or something.
yeah, this was like insane. I mean, okay, let's just talk about it. So Monday Night Raw opens up and it's Cody Rhodes in the ring. He welcomes everyone out. There's this big hullabaloo, and everyone is absolutely like just loving it. They're having a big love fest. Cody's cutting this promo, and he's like, I am going to defeat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and I will claim my destiny, and I will become what I have said that I will become since the beginning of my days in WWE, and I will become the WWE champion.
All
And
this
then
Cody Rhodes things.
that's like, look, Cody has and I mentioned this to someone I was watching Raw with. I mentioned this there. I said, Cody, Cody has a specific type of promo that
Yep,
he has been cutting since like he got to AEW because it was weird when he was on the Indies.
it was
He had
totally different.
it was different. It was different. It had a different bit of a kick to it, but regardless, I mean, I thought that the opening was fine, but Cody opens up Raw with a promo and he says that he is going to defeat Roman Reigns, become the Universal Champion, all that stuff. And then, Trevor, we hear out of nowhere The Rock's music hit. Massive surprise. Dwayne Johnson was not expected to be in the ring or anywhere near Chicago for that matter, but he was there. And immediately the arena, 15,000 plus, electrified. What was your reaction to Dwayne walking down the aisle?
You know, I don't know if I actually said this to you, but I said that for this WrestleMania to be as big as it is, even bigger than it actually is going to be, you have to have some physicality, and it hasn't really been any physical interference, really. Like it's just been, oh, you said this to me. You know what? I'm gonna slap you back, and I'm gonna slap you first because well, I'm the Rock and I can do stuff. And like that's pretty much how it's been. I'm the head of the table, and I'm gonna do this, and It was just a lot of that, which is fine, absolutely fine. But if you want this to be one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time, you need one of the greatest people's champions to do what he does. And this is the type of stuff Rock is good at. Rock is good at being aggressive. He's good at being in your face. Like he's like I just mentioned, the promos he did with Stone Cold back in the day, where they fought all over the bridge. They fought like where he fought with Mick Foley. Like this is what Rock is good at. And to me, you can't have a WrestleMania with him in it without this. So I kind of had a feeling it was going to be some type of altercation, but this is not what I was thinking at all.
Not at all. So Rock comes out and he doesn't say anything to Cody at first, and then he whispers something in his ear and he walks away. No words were exchanged over mic. Everyone was kind of left wondering like what's going on. Apparently, Cody said that Rock's made him a promise that Cody believes that he could not keep. And at the end of the night, we had this big brawl end Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, everyone was involved. I thought that they did a great job of setting up multiple matches that are going to take place at Mania and kind of mixing them all together. And then as Cody is saving Jey Uso from a beatdown by Jimmy Uso, out of nowhere, from behind comes Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Hollywood Rock, and Trevor. He beat the ever-living piss out of Cody Rhodes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There was, I mean, I want to get your thoughts real quick, but like, I was watching this and I was like, okay, like Cody's going to get something. And I was like,
that's what I was thinking too.
It's not coming. It's just not coming. Like he got eviscerated, he got destroyed, and Rock was talking that smack.
Oh, he was. Oh, he definitely was.
Multiple F-bombs. Like he said Mama, he had a weight belt on all night that said Mama Rhodes on it. And then the entire time he's cutting this promo, he's just like, Mama Rhodes, as Cody's laying there bloody, battered, and bruised. Mama Rhodes, look at your son, Mama Rhodes. Look at your son. I did this, Mama Rhodes. Your son ain't no champion, Mama Rhodes. Yeah, your daddy was talking about hard times. You don't know about hard times, do you? The Rock will show you hard times.
This needed to happen. Yeah. This needed to happen. Yeah. It needed to happen. Like, let's just be honest. There's one thing that has been said about Cody Rhodes that I honestly agree with, which I don't agree with a lot with what WWE fans say, but I agree with this. He hasn't really had an adversary to push him the way he needed to be pushed.
Yes.
Seth Rollins was a good start. And don't get me wrong, a lot of those matches were great, especially when he hurt himself. A lot of those matches were great. The Brock Lesnar work didn't need to happen. It was kind of useless. Didn't really need to happen, but he did lose a match here or there, so you saw how he dealt with that. Shinsuke Nakamura could have been so much better. They wasted it. They completely wasted it. He had a program with Damian Priest and Finn Balor, the Judgment Day. But again, no one has tested him, and the only person that tested him and beat him was the Roman Reigns. So it makes sense that the other head of the table,
final boss,
would test the final boss would test it. So this makes sense. Now you have a hurdle for the hero to get over. Now you have something for the hero to stop being all cutesy-wootsy, kissing babies and shaking hands. He got to show. He got to tuck in his skirt and get to work. This needed to happen.
This is, and like, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic about this. Like, this is one of the best things that WWE has ever produced.
Absolutely.
Like, this beatdown, you and I have been saying this for basically a year at this point. When is Cody going to face that adversity that's going to advance his character? When is it going to happen? And there was a point here where we didn't know if Cody was going to be the guy, and you and I came on the show and we were like, they ruined it. Like, it's
Yeah,
irredeemable. And by
absolutely.
some miracle of God, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, his presence, his aura, and a little bit of blood, a little bit of potty mouth, filthy, disgusting potty mouth, and amazing storytelling has redeemed it. And in my eyes, they did something I didn't think was possible. They somehow redeemed this shitty story
Absolutely.
and made it into something that is now must see. WrestleMania tag team match when when Cody Rhodes and Dwayne Johnson get in there. And I'm not calling there's a reason I'm not calling them The Rock. This is the final boss, Dwayne Johnson, right? This is Hollywood Rock. This is Versace wearing, chain having, wheeling. Never mind. But you know what I'm saying. This is Hollywood Rock. But when they get in the ring together at Mania, it's going to be epic. Like there's, and the question is out there, right? Is this the greatest segment in the history of Monday Night Raw? I'm not sure, but it's up there.
I'll say in this decade or past decade or so, this might be one of the greatest segments on Monday Night Raw. Like it's hard to say the greatest of all time because there've been so many good ones, but this is one of the greatest recently, though.
It's like recently the great ones that I can think of, like I think like Tribal Court with Sami Zayn last year. Like that was, people forget that was just last year, but that was such an epic moment in the history of Raw, and like that story, like when Jey Uso stops the arm of Solo Sikoa from attacking Sami Zayn, and like what that meant in that time, like, ooh.
I mean, I will say, as far as the bloodline goes, the line has been amazing. The only time I think they dropped the ball, there's a few times I thought they dropped the ball, but the main one was Jimmy jumping Jay.
We don't talk about that.
That didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
No damn sense.
You know, but other than that, they've been pretty crisp with the bloodline. Now, Cody needed a little work. Because, like you and me both had been calling for ROH Cody Rhodes since he went to AEW. Like, ROH Cody Rhodes? Oh my God. If you've never seen him in ROH, the promos, everything was immaculate. One of the best ones, and I talk about this all the time, was when he had the ROH ring, but it was a championship ring out of his belt. And he literally told this woman that she was too fat to touch it.
Bad Cody.
like it was like, I mean, yeah, that's a terrible thing, but like, dude, like Cody doesn't even dare do that now. Like he's
because he's like the biggest baby face to have ever been faced.
Yeah. But it's just funny how he went from that to this clean cut baby face that wears press suits every week.
Now, Trevor, I think the other question that's on everyone's mind is this the match that we need instead of Roman versus Cody? Or Roman versus The Rock? Like, which one's more must-see? Roman versus The Rock or Rock versus Cody right now?
Honestly? Cody needs it way more than Roman does.
Say it. Tell them.
Cody needs it way more than Roman does.
Cook, King. Cook.
Roman has had his tests. And honestly, I feel like they failed Roman a little bit in his course to be one of the greatest champions.
He's an afterthought.
Yeah, especially with this, like we said last week, when no one cared. Like, don't get me wrong, people love the Tribal Chief. It's not that he's not popular, but no one is talking about Cody versus Roman. They stopped talking about Cody versus Roman the minute The Rock started doing promos on online. The minute Rock came out there and did a whole concert about Cody Rhodes, they stopped talking about it. Like, we want to see Cody versus Rock. We don't want to see Roman. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch, but that's not what we want to see.
There is like this is the match. it's and you don't do it at WrestleMania. Obviously, like you're gonna do Roman versus Cody.
Right.
But we're talking about SummerSlam. We're talking about, potentially next year at WrestleMania.
Depending on how long The Rock is going to be around, which I think he's going to be around a lot more often now because he has a stake in the company.
Mr.
But
Literally head of the table. He's not the head of the board. People like to misconstrue that. People are like, The Rock is the head of the board. He's putting himself over. I'm on the internet. Do you like that? You like that? I went created a new
character.
Character. That we've gone from nerdy wrestling fan to spazzy wrestling fan.
Yes.
Cody
Yes.
Rhodes.
We have a lot of those actually. Just look at OT Grap's channel. You see a lot of them.
Oh yeah, it's a great segue to OT Graps. You guys better go to youtube.com/@OT Graps and hit that subscribe button.